something to you.
All right.
Brother mentioned about doing law enforcement and how we shouldn't do it. Let me explain. Us out here, when we see a brother doing that, we're going to bring the Bible to him and say, brother, you shouldn't do these things.
Okay.
Because thou should not kill. That's not murder. That's murder. It's witchcraft. You sell drugs to people, that destroys them. Not only does it destroy them mentally, it destroys them physically. You understand? And oftentimes, the brother gets high, he'll hurt his family, he'll do whatever he can to get it, whether hurt his child, hurt his wife, whatever. So you're destroying a household. Yeah. So now, if we approach your brother, listen, you shouldn't be doing something, like you mentioned earlier, you buy property here, you go, brother, listen, you're selling drugs here, I bought this property, you know, in your mind, you know, not doing that here. And he goes, nigga, F you. What's the next thing you do at that point? You tell me what you should do. If let's say I'm okay. Let's say I'm a hustler, and let's say you bought this, and the brother is right in this corner right here, and he sells drugs. You go, brother, listen, you know, I'm trying to build this area up, I'm trying to get brothers a job, help them out.
Yeah.
Then he goes, man, F you, I don't care, I make this money. What is your response to that? What do you do at that point? At that point, what do you do?
In that scenario,
remember, you addressed him. Remember,
yeah.
You said don't go to law enforcement, right? You do it yourself. Yeah. So you address him at that point. And he says, man, F you, I gotta make this money. What is your next step?
Lock him out of my mind. I'm not gonna concern myself with him.
So he'll bring, so listen what I'm saying.
You can't help nobody that want to be helped.
You're right, but listen what I'm saying to you. You're a businessman.
Yeah.
You forget what I'm saying to you. Okay. You have property that you just invested here, right?
Yeah.
By him doing that, what happens to your property by him doing that? What does it do to the value of the property?
Yeah.
So what happens at that point to your property? Now it affects you, does it not?
Yeah.
So what do you do? Now you can't say, oh well, man, I can't make him do what he want to do because now it affects your business. So what do you do at this point?
His karma gonna handle it. Whatever he's doing, ain't
so,
right.
Okay, his karma will handle it.
Yeah,
got you. So, but your business, so you're gonna sit down. Hold on, listen. What's your name? I want to say you. Lee. So Lee, you're gonna sit there and wait for his karma to come to him while your business was falling down to nothing?
Pretty much.
So what happened to your business? How you gonna eat? How you gonna eat now? How would you eat?
I'm gonna eat.
How?
That one, you got assets and liabilities. That one liability ain't gonna cost me my business. I got tons of assets.
And that, I'm talking about my instance. In terms of you just starting off, and that's your business. Now you're adding. Remember, I gave you a scenario. This is your first business. This is your first thing here. That's your food right there.
Yeah, that's how you feel.
He's hustling. Y'all go to the side and just tell him jokes like this.
I see what you're saying, though.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
I get it.
So at some point in time,
every business take losses. As a businessman,
of course you do. But if you see your loss as something else, you can control your.
You can't control another man.
That's what I'm saying. No, you can't control him, but you can have him removed. That you can do.
Okay.
That you can do. You say, listen, I spoke to him. Yeah. I came to him as a man. He said, man, F you, I make money. What do you have to do to you? You can't arrest him yourself.
Right.
You can't remove him physically because now you get arrested telling him you still lose your business. Right. Now your family can't, now your wife can't eat, your kids got visit you behind a glass. Yeah. So at some point, law enforcement has to be involved logically. No one can say they can't. Now, let me give you another example. All praises so far, so we're good. Another example. You buy a brand new car. Brand new. Bentley, whatever car you like. Maserati, whatever you cars. I'm not into cars.
I'm a truck guy.
I'm a tall, so we tall. We can't do it with little cars.
Yeah,
you get you a big, fresh truck, man. Huge, right? Nice. Yeah. Brother, break into your car. Break into your joint. What are you doing your car broken into? Are you going to go look for him yourself?
Yeah.
What do you do? Not go to the white man, right? Because, I mean, he's evil. You can't go to him.
I'm not racist.
Well, listen. But what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is that our people have a stigma. I won't talk too much. Our people have a stigma in terms of law enforcement. Yo, man, I don't do it white man and that, right? Yeah. But when it comes to their personal possessions, to their property, they have to involve him. Because you can't run around, hey, who stole my car? Niggas will go, oh, I know who it was. It's not going to happen. That's not logical. It doesn't make any sense. At some point, you have to involve him. We're not saying involve him in every business, because sometimes you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
But in certain cases, like I mentioned earlier, your business and brother destroying it, it has to be involved. Whether you can do it anonymously, but it has to be involved.
Yeah.
If your car is stolen, your house is burglarized, your child is kidnapped,
so what you saying?
You have to be involved. What I'm saying is the Romans 13. What I'm saying to you is that at some point in time, you have to involve authorities.
Fine. Yeah.
Regardless of what, because for example,
that was him.
Well, if he come over, I'm gonna deal with that. But for another example, in terms of your child going to school, yo, the white man is the devil. Yo, this and that. You can't involve him in our business. Yeah. But you send your child to his system 40 hours a day, 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
You allow him for that.
Yeah.
You understand? You hear
Yeah, I
the
get that.
hypocrisy?
Yeah,
You understand?
I hear
So at some point in time, you're gonna use him.
Yeah.
You're gonna use
They're
him.
gonna use us.
Exactly. So when I hear that logic of you gonna quote a white man, it's like whoa.
Yeah.
Your car get broken into, you're gonna call him.
Yeah.
Your child get kidnapped, you're gonna call him. Your relative gets raped, you're gonna call him.
Yeah.
Your house gets burglarized, you're gonna call him. So don't come with that. I ain't gonna call a white. I hate that. I despise it. It bothers me. Romans 13.
It's the book of Romans, subject onto the higher powers.
The higher powers is not us. The higher powers are those who rule and establish law and pass executive orders and make executive decisions. Go ahead. There.
For there is no power but of God.
Right, so the powers that are now, the so-called white man right now, we have no personal hatred towards any race of people whatsoever. Our stance on all nations outside of our own is biblical, unapologetically biblical. So the so-called white man rules right now because we, as a people, the nation of Israel, at one time had the power that he has now. We rule. He has the power to gentrify your neighborhood. Can you do that? No, you can't. Can you raise your taxes? Can you pass executive laws? Can you travel out here without a passport? Then he controls, brother. He got power there. He got power over you. You can't leave here without a passport. Passport is permission, is it not?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You can't drive without a license. You need a permission to drive. You can't fish without a license. You need permission. You can't have a gun legally. You have to have permission. A permit is permission. So he has control over you to a degree. You understand? Now, again, and that's just wisdom. We're just speaking common sense here. But we're going to read more of it. Read.
For there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God.
The reason why the powers that be are ordained of God is because our people, who's our God, we rejected him. He said, since you reject me, I'm going to set somebody who's beneath you over you and have you do what he tells you to do. Because you won't do what I say, I'm going to have you do what he says. You understand? So the powers that be right now, the so-called white man, are of God. You try to fight it, but it's a reality you have to face. Read on.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God.
So, for example, we have what is called amendments, right? You have, for example, you go into a courtroom, you commit homicide. What's that? What's homicide? What's homicide?
Girl, you know we gotta get around.
That's murder, right?
Yeah.
Bible says thou shalt not kill. What is theft?
Stealing somebody's property.
Thou shalt not steal. What is perjury?
I come over there for a few minutes.
Perjury. No, perjury is?
I ain't talking about right
It's a
now.
fancy word for lying.
Oh, okay.
Thou shalt not lie. But these are part of that's in his system. Perjury. If you have a wife, you get married to a woman, and she commits adultery on you, you can collect alimony because she's adulterous. That's infidelity. Thou shalt not commit adultery. So the laws or the powers that be are based upon the Bible. That's why the president is sworn in on a Bible because he upholds the Constitution, which has amendments that come from the commandments of God.
I don't fuck with that.
Well, listen, I don't F with any presidents at all because all of them are full of crap, including the one that was before him.
Yeah.
Because we actually were worse off with him in office than we are now. We know better.
Exactly.
Bring it out.
Nothing has changed. Obama was the white man's sarcastic way of giving us reparations. He said, see, I gave you a black president, that's it. Now we can't say we're wrong now. We gave you a dark president, be happy. Now that's your reparations. So that's what the white man thinks. So black folks can't say, oh, the government's mean because they didn't give us the black president. Yes, they did. Now they hush down, you quiet now. You understand? Well, of course, but a lot of us who are in our ignorance, they have. Read on.
Resist the ordinance of God. And they that resist.
Understand what I'm saying? We all say the same things, but our delivery, listen, but our deliveries are different.
Put him in the front.
Listen. The brother is, please. It's passion. Brother speaking passion. We love y'all. We love our people out here. Don't take any offense to how he speaks to you. It's love. You understand? It's tough love, but it's love nonetheless. I come off as more of a person that will speak to you calmly. But if you get simple, I'm gonna blast you where he blasts you. You understand what I'm saying? But he's rough, but he means no harm. It's love. That's all. That's all it is. Like you have a father that loves you. He's rough on you, but you know he loves you. Well, not all of us can have experienced that. Mine passed away when I was younger. But some brothers have the pleasure of having a father who's there, who's rough and austere and severe, but you know he loves you, means the best for you. It's the same thing up here. But continue.
Resist of the ordinance of God.
So when you break the laws that be like theft or murder or homicide or burglary, yeah, that's the powers that be. You understand? But continue.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Right, I mean, you get locked up,
Yeah.
you get a fine,
Yeah.
you get deported some instances. Go ahead.
For rulers are not a terror to good works.
So the powers that be are not a terror unto those who perform what God tells them to do. When you're in the midst of sin, the Most High will oftentimes use our people who are in the midst of, who are in the world. I'll say the world for now. When I say world, I mean those who don't apply the words of God. So the Most High afflicts our people. He doesn't. I don't really see him use those who keep the commandments of God or righteousness and order Israel as victims. He'll use our people who are still in their ignorance in the world as an example to force those of us who are in the world to come to this side of the signs, to repent. So you'll say, oh damn man, he killed so and so. Well, we don't know what brother was doing behind closed doors. We can't say he was wicked or righteous. I'm not saying he was better than anybody else getting killed. But the Most High sees what goes on in the minds and hearts of our people and what goes on in their homes and their lives. So the Most High will use a particular child or even a child of parents who are evil as hell. He'll use them or a person as an example to go, listen, I could do that to you, that could be you. You could be the next Trayvon Martin. You could be the next Eric Garner. The next Freddie Gray.
Yeah. Okay.
There's so many to count, I'm losing track.
Yeah.
But he'll use those of us who are in the world as an example to shake brothers like yourself. Listen, man, you're not home. This is not your homeland.
Yeah.
You're not living in the land of your friends. So He'll Most High will set up people for a reason to be. Give me real quick. Job 4 and.
Hey, let me say something.
I
was telling my business partner yesterday, man. A lot of brothers out here don't know who the enemy is.
Right, we
We
don't.
say white people.
Right.
We can also be our own worst.
Yes, we are. We are what's enemy.
You know what I'm saying?
According to the Bible, the reason why the white man has power over us is because we were our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
So the Most High said was that you want to be against yourselves, I'm gonna send somebody worse than yourselves over you. That's what the Lord did. But you may say, well, I don't see that, but I can show you that because it's historical. Let me give you an example. Because oftentimes in that building over there, they teach we're all one. We're all equal, right?
Yeah.
Watch. So now here's the question I have for you, Lee. Name a time in history when all nations are equal, when no one ruled over nobody else. You know why you don't know, Lee? Because it never happens. There's always someone who rules over somebody else. There's kings. When you're a king, you rule. And there's the ruler and there's the ruled. There's the emperor and there's those who are under his. When you have a kingdom, you're a king, right?
Yeah.
And you have subjects in your kingdom. Those who are subject to your rules, subject to your laws, subject to your kingship. There's never been a time where everyone was king and everybody was equal in power. That never happened.
Yeah.
Even till now, that's impossible. America runs things.
Yeah.
America tells nations who are just as powerful as her, well not really, but have nuclear capabilities as her, what to do and what not to do. Where she can go, where they can't go, where they can fly, where they can't fly, where they can drive, where they can't drive. You understand?
It ain't all bad though, man.
What do you mean? What's not all bad?
Over there in what the Jing Hong Chong, see the boy got hit.
Korea?
Yeah, he a dictator, man.
Well,
You know what
listen,
I'm
he is a
saying?
dictator, but he can't mess with America though.
Yeah.
He can't.
Yeah.
You know he can't.
Yeah.
But again, that goes back to my point about kingdoms being lesser than other kingdoms. There's no equality among kingdoms.
Yeah.
America is the Don of the world. She's the Don. America is the pimp of everybody. She pimp slapped Russia. Now Russia them are rivals, but Russia knows, America knows, if we go at it, we're going to destroy each other and the whole planet. They're powerful, they're both too powerful.
Yeah.
But America runs things.
Yeah.
And other nations like Russia compete with America to be better or stronger than her.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen, because God said it's not going to happen. America is the Babylon the Great according to the Bible.
That's
The
right.
land of confusion. But let's continue. We get that later. Give me Job 4 about the murder.
Yes. The book of Job, chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished, being innocent.
Listen up, Lee, listen up. Read again.
Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished, being innocent.
What does that mean? Whoever perished being innocent. Do people die when they're innocent? Yes. But sometimes people die for a purpose. The most I would have someone die for a reason. Whether it be as a sign or an example for others to go, you know what? Let me do what God says. Or others will go, you know what, man, the hell with the Lord, I ain't doing nothing what he says. He puts them to death anyway. The Most High will create people as examples, especially, particularly people who are in the world, who don't know they're Israel, who are not repented yet, who have not applied these laws. So he'll use them as examples, young and old, to show us that this is not your rest, that you're not home, that you're still in captivity. Regardless of your so-called freedoms you may think you have, or liberalities you may think you have or feel you have, you're still not respected. You're still considered 2/3 of a man. or a beast in the eyes of the so-called white man, especially a woman. It sure is. And it hasn't changed. They just cover it around and sugarcoat it, but it's still there. They can't change or annul the amendment, the Constitution. It has to stay the same. They can add more to it, but it can't be changed. It can't be altered. So whatever was written beforehand, it's still in effect. They can just add more, but it's still in effect.
That's sad, man.
It's not sad. It's a reality that you must accept because God has set it up. Because we are, yes. See, you said what? But listen.
Say it again.
God set it up. Now hear me out, Lee. Hear me out. When I say, move us over, move the sons over. I need some space to move. When I say God, you say no, that's impossible. You know why, Lee? Because this is the guy you think about. Listen. See about him right here. That's what's in your mind. You may not believe that, but the doctrine, listen, the doctrine, Lee, of this man is why you reject what I say. You know? Okay, you ever the movie The Matrix? When Morpheus gave him the pill, and he sat him down, he said, he goes, this is the world you see it as. This is how you see the world. And he goes, this click, and he goes, this is the real world. I call this the realm of the real. Remember that? And the Neo goes, let me out. No, let me out. And he comes out, he goes, breathe, Neo. He goes, and he vomits. Remember that scene? That's you. Because the Bible is that pill. You haven't taken it. You still like Cypher. You still in the world. You still plugged in. God is love. You know what the hell's going on. We are awake now. We're in Nebuchadnezzar. We're in Babylon right now. We're in that ship. We're in them sewers. You still plugged up. You don't know what the hell's going on. And I'm not insulting you.
So you saying I'm not woke or something?
I'm saying that you know. Yes.
That's a lie.
Very good. You're not woke.
That's a lie. That's a lie, though. That's what I'm saying.
You saying it's a lie. You're not woke? Okay. I'm gonna prove to you still sleep. I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Like somebody to broaden my horizon.
Let me give you the test run. Let's start the test run. What's your nationality? What's your nationality?
What you mean?
I'm gonna start off with the first question to prove it's your sleep. What's your nationality?
I'm black, man.
Oh, okay. Now, you're black, right?
Yeah.
Now, other
Don't
nations.
get technical on me now.
No, I have to be. I have to be.
All right.
Well, there are other nations on the earth that are black as well.
I'm sure.
Australians, the original ones, they're black as they're darker than all both of us. They're dark as your shirt. Do you come from them? Probably not. So you don't know, right? So you can't say for certain that you're just black because you had Asians that were dark at one time. You have Babylonians, Ethiopians that are dark at one time. You had Asians who were dark at one time. Hawaiians that are dark. You could be them. Chinese, ancient Chinese are black. The Arabs are black. The Iranians are black. So which black are you? Only help me understand. You don't know. And that proves that you're still asleep. Because if you were awake, you know exactly who you are. Because the other nations know who they are.
I didn't know who I was.
But listen, I'm saying to you is that when you say you're woke,
I'm more than just my skin complexion, bro.
right? But listen, I'm saying you're right. But you said you're black. That's the color. That's not that's a complexion. It's a complexion. You understand what I'm saying to you? When you say that you're black, you're saying that I'm just a color. I'm a brown man. I'm a dark man. They call themselves that. So I'm just giving testimonies to show that you're still asleep. Why? I have to. But this is what we have to do. Because I don't want you to feel insulted. I'm coming at you a different way. So you don't feel I'm insulting your intelligence. I'm just coming at you a different way so you can't say, you belong to me. I'm not doing that. I'm just taking it slow with you. But let's continue. Give me where we at. Let that go. Give me Deuteronomy 28. Now, Lee, listen very carefully, Lee. Listen very carefully. What's your name? Listen very carefully. I want y'all to listen very carefully. If I can. If I have the time. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
This is Moses speaking. Hold on a second. This is Moses speaking to the children of Israel. When we came out of Egypt, he parted the sea. He said, these are your laws. These laws come with conditions. Or this covenant or contract comes with conditions. There's blessings with it, and for doing what it says, and there's cursings for doing what it does not say. You understand? So these are the stipulations. These are the curses for not doing what it says, for not doing the covenant of the Lord. What's your question? You have a question?
I was going to just tell you that you are right about this.
All praises. I appreciate that.
I've been doing this for like 38 years.
Well, that's all praises. You're one of the very, very few.
I'm trying to tell you, the man is trying to tell you that you got to be a tribe or a race or something.
Right.
You're from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
You're not African. You come from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
That man, Jesus, right? That's who you is under.
Right.
You're not under that man right there.
Right.
That's the image of it.
Right.
These guys are trying to help her, him, all of us Israelites. Wake us up. Wake us up.
Yeah.
If we ever wake up, we will run the way God wants us to do.
Right.
We won't be poor no more. I know that.
Right.
You won't be living from hand to hand.
So let me show. Let me further expound upon what you're saying, Tim. Let me get more further. Read on. 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So now, I'm going to show you. Listen, I want you to smile the pills.
Let me say something.
Go ahead. Okay, Lee. I don't want you to throw me off, man. I want you to give me a long statement and throw me off my point. Go ahead. Go ahead, Lee. Go ahead. Give me what you want to say.
How old are you?
I am 35.
I'm 26, man.
Okay. What that mean?
You born into this, man.
I know we are. I'm not denying that. I was on 25, and when I was 25 years old, I came into this truth at 25.
This physics, man. An object in motion tends to stay in motion unless acted upon by equal opposite force. How we gonna push that force back against the white man?
Can I explain?
Yeah.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
But before, okay, if you have the
I
time.
was telling my friend, ain't enough of it.
Listen, it's funny of
And
us.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with all y'all, man. But ain't enough of us out here to be
You
out
speak
here.
of a man that does not have hope or faith that it can happen. But I'm gonna show you. Listen. Lee, let me hear me out. Hear me out. You're a young man. 10 years ago, I was in the same mindset you was in. 10 years ago. So I understand you. I was in the world 11 years ago, 12 years ago.
Y'all
But-
supposed to be following the change.
Listen, and I'm going to show it to you. But before I can show the change, I'm going to show how the conditions were set in the first place. Why they were set. You must understand the problem before you bring forth the solution. Am I right?
Yeah.
If a person has a drug problem, you got to figure out, okay, why do you do drugs?
Yeah.
What makes you get high? Why do you get high? Why do you get drunk? What do you drink for?
Yeah.
What's in your mind? What makes you drink so much?
Yeah.
You have to understand the problem first, how it started, in order to work toward the solution, correct?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to start off with how the problem started.
Okay.
Then I'll lean into how to fix it.
Wait.
But you believe it's hard because it's not enough of us, right? Am I right in that?
Yeah.
Okay, listen up then. I want you to read verse 16.
Yes, sir. Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So he says, cursed as a consequence of not keeping my laws, cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be within the fields in which in lands you dwell in. In the cities where our people are residing. When I say our people, I mean so-called blacks and Hispanics or Latinos alike. Because all the same thing, just different language barrier. All the same, different complexions, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
Within every city where you find our people, is there a ghetto or a slum?
Say that again?
Within every city you find those particular people, black and Hispanics.
Yeah.
Do you find a ghetto?
Most likely.
More than likely.
Yeah.
You've been around.
Yeah, we're gonna try it. Yeah, we send
You
brothers over
understand what I'm saying? We've been around.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you from experience,
there. Yeah,
yes,
we send brothers over
there is a ghetto amongst where our people are found as a ghetto. They call it a barrio, shack town, shanty, whatever. Right? So he says, curse you be in the city. In Chicago, is there a ghetto?
all over.
In DC, is there a ghetto? Virginia is a ghetto. New York, I'm from New York, is a ghetto. Africa is a ghetto. West Africa is a ghetto. Brazil is a ghetto. Mexico is a ghetto. Wherever you find our people, there's a cursed condition. Do you want to have any Chinese ghettos? No. Arab ghettos. East Indian ghettos. Within our community, this is talk about the states alone. It's still in the states. No. Why? Because they're not under them curses we're reading, bro. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Let's continue.
So you're saying we curse as a people?
Yes, not as individuals. Because again, like I said to you before, you were like this. No, you were like Neo before. Nah, I don't see that.
So we curse as a people.
As a nation of people, we are
Black
cursed.
people, we curse.
So-called black Hispanics and Native Americans and those scattered abroad. Yes, just we are cursed as a nation.
That's interesting.
Hey, can I say one thing? Real
Yes, sir, bro.
part of our curse, you see that store right there?
Yeah.
That's
Right.
part of our curse. You don't even be sold. It used to be corner stores
We're
owned
gonna
by us.
we're gonna read it. We're gonna read it.
Hey, bro, I feel you.
We're gonna read it. Now, is that what he just
I
said? Is that written? Let's read it.
Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Cursed shall be your basket and your store. Well, why does it say basket? What do you put in your basket? Why did you say it's a food? Why did you say the food is cursed? What's wrong with the food? Why did you say your store, the food is cursed? Why's the food cursed? How's it cursed? I'll explain. You ever heard of GMOs? GMOs, generally modified old food, it's fake food.
Yeah, okay.
How it's not real food.
Yeah.
Seedless grapes.
Yeah, genetically modified.
Right, GMOs, organisms, GMOs. You have certain food. McDonald's, that's not real food. Kentucky Fried Chicken is not chicken. It's Kentucky Fried Clones. It's not food. Kentucky Fried Chemicals, that's why they don't call it. They say KFC. They don't call it chicken. They say KFC. They'll say meat. They won't say chicken. They know it ain't chicken. Cursed shall be your bastard. That's why you find KFC 3 or 4 times in the hood. McDonald's 3 or 4 in one corner. Why? Because it ain't real food. It's hormones. It's chemicals. We all obese and fat out here. Women got freaking looking like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Legs got stuff, cellulite all around their legs with tight shorts on. Why? Because we're obese, mass obese, because of the foods we eat. It's cursed to be your basket. Why curse a basket? Because the stores. I got something to say. Let me give an example. You have stores. You have certain foods or what is called serial numbers. They know where the food to go. Send that food over there. Send this kind of food over there. Cursed should be a basket in your store. The store. We don't own the store. We don't run the stores. Our nations who are against us, they do. We don't. You jump to verse 32.
Verse 32.
Get to the point, Lee.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So he said, as a curse for breaking my laws, your sons and daughters shall be given unto another people. How would they be given? I'll give you a perfect example. Modern day time, you have what is called ACS. Now you have businesses where a family is struggling, trying to make it, and their children, they're eating just right. But the government will go, you know one thing? The government comes to ACS, come to your house, what do? They go on your shelves, go in your fridge. That's not enough food, that's not adequate enough. So we're gonna take these children from you until, we feel that you're suitable as a parent to raise these kids. Put them in the hands of somebody else that may touch them, indoctrinate them. That's modern day given to the people, modern day. You understand? Now, old time is straight slavery. Read 41.
Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
Why?
For they shall go into captivity.
You shall have sons and daughters, Lee, but thou shalt not, hold this up, but thou shalt not enjoy them. Why? Hold it up. Highest price for men, women, and what? Children. Look over here. You have, what is this right here? It's an auction. Who are they doing? Giving them away. You understand? This is a family. They're going to take them. You want the man or just the woman and child? Or take the woman and child, give it to the nigga. I don't want the Negro. Yes, it is. You see, but you need to. Because I'm explaining to you the problem before the problem. How it started. What I'm showing you is that you said earlier, I don't forget what you were saying and talk to me. You said we are our worst enemy. We read earlier in verse 15, if you will not do what I say, I'm going to curse you. And we chose to hear that and say, I'm not doing what you say. I don't believe that. And so we became our own worst enemy. And as a curse for doing that, we're reading this, I'm showing it to you here. Read verse 45.
Yes, sir. Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because what?
Because thou hearkenest not unto the Lord thy God.
Go ahead.
To keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So these curses we're reading about shall be upon you for not listening to me as a sign. What's a sign used for, Lee? What is the sign used? What is a sign's purpose? Show you what? To show you, to give you directions, a location, or a place where you're at. Warning is exactly warning. Stop, go, yield, right? Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. Right. So he's saying these curses will be a sign upon you to designate why these things are happening. You didn't listen to my commandments. You didn't want to do what I say. And so these curses or these signs will be upon you as a nation for not doing what I say. That's what we're reading right now. As a nation, because listen, the Most High deals with us as a people. Christianity, that over there teaches you individualism, where everyone's for self. It's about me, it's about I, it's about me. Huh? We are the children of Israel. When the Most High God gave us laws and statutes, He never gave us religion. He never gave us religion. He never gave us Baptist, never gave us Pentecostal, never gave us Episcopalian, never gave us Seventh-day Adventist, never gave us Mormon, never gave us those things. Non-denominational, undenominational, whatever the hell they call it. He never gave us that. All God gave us was laws and commandments. Man gave us religion. Man gave us Christianity. Christianity is not once in the Bible, not one time. Not found one time at all in the Bible. Christian is, which means a follower of Christ or anointed ones. That's in the Bible. But Christianity, which is that was based on that over there, that's not in the Bible.
Yeah, they're trying to brainwash and mind control you.
I mean, listen. You see people out here getting high, selling their. We watch them hustle over here. We watching it. We see it going on. Brothers from that life. They see it. We recognize real. You see it. That's right there. They do it. No respect for that. This guy making millions of dollars going to school. This church making millions of dollars. Let's continue. I want you to read verse 37.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
He said, you shall become an astonishment. What is an astonishment? You're a smart brother. What's astonishment mean? When you're astonished. Right. You shall be an astonishment. Mean what? Mean you shall be shocked. Well, we're getting killed. No one's getting arrested. All these acquittals. Or there's murder amongst us everywhere. You'll wonder, why is this going on? That's astonishment. You astonished. You're wondering, what the hell is going on? Why is this happening? Go ahead. Astonishment. Go ahead.
So, an astonishment. A proverb.
A proverb. What's a proverb? A proverb is like a proverbial saying. Like, what do you call a Puerto Rican in a three-piece suit? May the defendant please rise. A pizza, what do they say? You put up, what else they say about us? Proverb, read some proverbs.
Put myself in the book.
Huh? Black folks like chicken, things of that nature. Stereotypes. There we go, stereotypes. Proverbs are stereotypes, meaning things that are in some instances true, but derogatory at the same time, insulting. You understand? Read on.
And a byword.
A byword is a term that's a name called outside your own. A byword. A name you're called by. A name you're called by. A word you're called by. A byword. Okay. So it's a term that you're given or a name that you're given that's not your God-given name. Let me give you an example of a byword. What's your last name? That's a byword. My last name was Coon. I'll say that. That's a byword. You understand? Jenkins, Robertson, Simmons, Cortez, Hernandez, those McGrady, Bryant. Those are bywords. Those are names given outside your God-given name. We're the children of Israel. Our forefather is Israel. That's our name.
That's right.
That's our God-given name. Our forefather, who we were named after him. The children of the Israelites. That's who we are. That's who we be. But when you're called Jenkins or Robertson, you are the property of Robertson and James. You understand? That's a byword. When you say that you're a black man, I'm black, I'm just black. That's a byword. African American, Afro American, Negro, those are bywords. That's a color. Now, is Negro in the Bible? To an extent, yes, but it represented how dark they were, not the nationality. Afro-American. African American is two continents, named after two white men. Scipius Africanus of Africa, Latin name, Latin word, and Americus Vespucci, Spanish navigator who discovered the mainland of America, North America. Americus, Amerigos Vespucci. Are you of those men? Do we come from those men? Do we derive? No, we don't. Those are two Italians. We're not Italians. So we don't come from those men. So you can't be two Italian men or two continents. You're either one or the other. You understand? So that's completely, when you accept those bywords, Lee, you are still asleep. Not up yet. You're still unconscious. Or you're still, you understand? You are born into it. We all are. That's why I say as a nation, it's generational. And these curses are generational. We're going to read that. What says your children forever? I hope so.
46.
Yeah, read that.
And for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
And upon your seed, forever means as long as I say so. Your seed means upon your generations. It's a genetic thing. It's a generational thing, these conditions among our people. You had ghettos around for years. Ghettos before you were born, ghettos now. Generational. But why? Why? Because we chose to reject our God. Now watch this. Give me verse 68.
Verse 68.
Now, hold on before I even get that. Watch this, Lee. Pay attention. Show me the ships. Hold it up. That's what I want. What is this, Lee? Tell me what this is. Explain this to me. Explain. Look at it. Ingest it. And show me what you get from this. What do you see in this? From top to bottom.
Slave trade.
Okay, what else? Give me some more. Give me some more. Give me some more. Slave trade, basically, what was involved in the slave trade? I know it's triangular. You see that? Triangular.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What else? What else you see?
Man, I just see. I see stuff that I don't like. These people.
I want you to, it's not about liking it. It's about seeing it and accepting it for what it is.
Yeah.
Reality. Our people are scared of three things, Lee. Reading, reality, and responsibility.
Oh, man,
The Bible provides all those things.
That's terrible.
But no, it's not. See, that's the mindset that this guy has taught us. That's terrible. Oh, you mean it's terrible in terms of you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But our people say that's terrible. I mean, they hate what I'm saying. But you hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But give me some more about this. Give me some more on this.
I mean, it's self-explanatory.
Okay, well, explain to me then. I'm simple as hell. I don't want to see what you're talking about.
Slavery, man. It's all
Slavery. What else? Well, give me some details of the slavery. Give me some details. What's involved? What are you seeing? What's involved? What's involved here? Show me. What are you looking at? Look here. Let's look here.
Yeah.
Look at it. What's that? What's that
They
here?
got-
What's this here? What's this?
They got our ancestors on the ship.
What kind of ship? Yacht, cruise, Disney cruise, what?
I don't know what kind of ship that is.
Well, what's on it?
Black people.
What are they on the ship? Are they guests? Are they?
They slaves.
Also, what kind of ship is it?
Slave ship.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want some details,
Okay,
Lee.
okay.
You being too vague. I want you to be detailed. You're a smart brother. Come on. You playing around? Slave ships, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What are these? What's this here?
Slaves.
How are they placed there? What's going on here? How are they?
I don't know what.
They're on top of each other.
Okay.
So if I take a dump, guess what falls on?
Oh man.
If a woman menstrual cycle, what's she believing on? If I throw up, what am I throwing up on? My brother, my sister. Sometimes they had them chained like this holding the babies. And the smell was horrible. The smell was so bad in these ships that when they docked them in Wall Street, they built a wall to keep the stench from coming into the town. That's why it's called Wall Street.
I got a question.
When we built Wall Street, hold on. Now look here, what we see here. Hold on a second. What's your name, bro? What's your name? Hold on, Tyree. What's your head? What's that say? What's that say there?
Negro
Uh-huh.
to be sold.
Mhm.
Cargo.
Cargo slave ship.
Yeah.
What are they selling? What are they selling?
Huh?
What are they selling? What are they selling? What are they selling?
Negro consisting of 39 men,
Mhm.
15 boys, 24 women, and 16 girls.
Girls.
Yeah.
Your children shall be given unto another people. We just read that. Written thousands of years before this took place.
Yeah.
Slave ships, right?
Yeah.
Read that. 68. Watch what Moses said to us. Thousands of years before it happened.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now, Egypt, when we were Egypt the first time, we were slaves there before Moses came and got us. We were slaves in Egypt first. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he shall bring them to Egypt, meaning, read that real quick, Exodus 20 verse 2.
Yes, sir.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
Let's see what Egypt means.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
What's Egypt called?
House of bondage.
What's Egypt called, Lee?
Houses.
Bondage. What's bondage mean?
Captivity.
Yeah.
Slavery. So Egypt represents what?
Slavery.
There you go. Go back to 2068 again.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into what again? Egypt again.
Yeah.
Which means what?
Slavery.
I'll bring you into slavery again.
Okay.
By what method? Read. That's why I said to you earlier, pay attention to what you're seeing here. Look at the visuals.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
With ships, Lee. With ships. Ships. How to get across over here? Ships. How to get over here? Ships. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
By how I'm saying it, by way of ships is how it's going to happen. Like I said to you thousands of years before it happened. Go ahead.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
You shall see your homeland as a nation no more. Because you're going to be shipped out of it. Read.
And there
By way of those ships, Lee. Listen up. By way of those ships, Lee. Go ahead.
ye shall be sold.
You shall be what?
Ye shall be sold.
Listen up, Lee. Listen up. Wait till y'all finish. I need you to pay attention. Read again.
And there ye shall be sold.
What'd that say?
Yeah. So yeah.
Go ahead.
Ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Unto your friends.
Unto your enemies.
Unto your enemies. Go ahead.
For bondmen
Bondmen.
and bond women,
Bond women, Lee. Go ahead.
and no man shall buy you.
No man shall save you out of that condition. The white man had to give you what is called the Emancipation Proclamation, where he gave you your so-called freedom. And then he created, after the Emancipation Proclamation, he created what is called Jim Crow, black codes, criminal leasing system, and then you have modern day Jim Crow. And you have the school to prison pipeline today, which still pretty much is Jim Crow. And you have the prison system where when you go to jail, you're automatically enslaved again. Slavery is reestablished and you're enslaved again. Slave of the state, where you make benches for police departments and desks and lockers, called Corecraft. That's the business. You make what, 25 cents an hour, something like that? Slavery, that's slavery. Knocking stones from big rocks into small rocks. Like Stephen said in Django, you're gonna turn big rocks into small rocks. And we still do it today. Nothing changed. So what we're reading is Bible prophecy. Moses told us what happened to us in clear detail thousands of years before it took place. And we didn't believe it. And now we're looking at it now, saying, nah, that can't be true. Because when Moses said it back then, we said, nah, that can't be true either. And it happened. We're looking at it. Give me Yokes of Bible, 48.
I got a question.
Verse 48.
One more. Now hold on, before we get it, Lee, come here real second. Come here a second. Hold this up real quick. I want you to look at something. Again, detail. Let me see detail on this. What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at Bible.
Bible prophecy. Right, very good. I like that. Bible prophecy. Right. But what are we seeing here? Show me what you see. Let's just start with here.
Southern Kingdom of Israel Museum, American Slave Trade Museum.
What are they wearing? Give me some details. What are you looking at? What are you seeing? Right. What is this made of? What do you think that's made of? What are these made of? That's the museum. Yeah, that's the museum. What's this made of? What are these things made of? These things. What's on this neck? What's the material? Plastic? Is that plastic? What kind of metal?
Iron.
Iron. Very good. Iron. Watch. Oh, you gonna help him, Tyree? Man, I want him to understand for himself. I want him to make sure he got it so he's not being fed. I want him to feed himself. Okay. Iron, right? Let's watch.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Therefore you shall serve who?
Thine enemies,
Who you would serve off them ships in verse 68. Go ahead.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
Lee, listen. Who with you?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent them?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who the Lord sent against you. So that's why this happened. The Lord sent them against us. The Lord sent them against us. Go ahead.
In hunger,
When you want food, Lee, who do you rely upon? Let's start with cattle, produce, poultry. Do you know of any black businesses that control the poultry industry?
Man, white man got his stuff on lock.
That's right. Continue.
and in thirst.
Water. Help me. We control the water industry, the reservoirs, the pools, the beaches. We don't even open or close them. You can't swim in the pool and it say it's open. We don't control Dasani. We don't run Aquafina, Poland Spring, Fiji, Perrier. Right, they control the water, period, in every aspect. Go ahead.
And in nakedness.
You want the clothes on your back, the raw textiles you have shipped over here. We don't control that. Made in China, made in Taiwan, made in Asia, whatever. Made in the U.S., so we don't control the industry. Go ahead.
And in want of all things.
Want means lack. Whatever you lack, whatever you don't have, you rely on them for. Education, you don't have that? I'll teach you, Negro. Section 8. Pension, retirement, religion, paper plates, plastic forks, rent, mortgage, bank loans, college
I
loans.
wish my friend was out here with me, man.
Hell, birth certificate, to be buried, to be born. You can't bring a child to the world on your own house.
Yeah.
You understand? So you rely on him for everything. It says in want of all things, Lee. In want of all things. Go ahead, Ty. You got something you want to tell me?
Do y'all believe in the Holy Ghost?
Yeah, we're reading it.
No. It's meant for you to be.
Yeah, we're reading it.
Is it in you?
Yeah. Give me John 6:63 real quick. I'm going to digress for a moment because I already asked you a question. John 6:63 and give me John 5. The last 3 verses. Let's see what the Spirit, Holy Spirit is, Holy Ghost is. Holy Ghost and Spirit is the same thing. John 6:63.
This is the book of John, chapter 6 and verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth.
It is the Spirit that gives us life. Quickens, brings resurrection. Go ahead.
The flesh profiteth nothing.
What we want, our flesh wants, what our minds want, it profits nothing, Lee. What we want to do, what we feel or think, profits nothing. What our flesh wants, what our carnal minds want, profits nothing. Go ahead.
The words that I speak unto you,
Christ said, the words that I speak unto you, Lee, you, Tyree, go ahead.
the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
So the words that Christ spoke unto us, they are the spirit. They are life. Now, where did he get the words from? John 5. The next chapter before that, John 5, that's all I want. 5, you know what I want? The last few verses? Let's go.
The book of John chapter 5 and verse 45. Do not think that I will accuse you to the Father.
Right.
There is one that accuses you.
Now, listen, Lee. Remember what Christ said, the words I speak unto you, the words I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life, right? The words that Christ spoke unto us, they are spirit and they are life, right? Go ahead.
There is one that accuses you, even Moses,
Even Moses, go ahead.
in whom ye trust. For had ye believed Moses,
Had you believed what Moses said, go ahead.
ye would have believed me,
You will believe me, go ahead.
for he wrote of me.
Go ahead.
But if ye believe not his writings,
If you believe not Moses' writings, go ahead.
how shall ye believe my word?
The question to all y'all.
Yeah.
Where do you think we were before all this?
And
Before
we
the
mean-
curse, before the curse. Where were we as a people?
We were in the land of Israel, what you call Jerusalem. That's what we were. And we were in Jerusalem. We were in Jerusalem today.
Okay.
That's what we were prior to the curse.
I got another question.
Yes.
Us as humanity,
Well, during the curses too, in some instances, during them also.
us,
Well, go ahead.
us as a whole, humanity, any race, all that.
Right.
I feel like, I believe, some people don't have no humanity left in them.
Right.
I feel like anybody that's has the capacity to do something like that.
Do what? Enslave us, you mean that?
Yeah.
What we looking at, right?
Yeah. They have no humanity.
They don't.
Humanitarian.
They don't.
They're not human.
They're not. You're right. They're not. The Bible says that. You're right.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tyree. We'll deal with that, but I want to deal with the solutions. I don't want to digress and go into something spiritual or Holy Spirit because we're going somewhere else. Do you want to ask about that again? Huh?
What you think about the baptism of Jesus? You think we should go through that?
Well, Tyree, before I deal with that, that's another topic.
No, I'm asking because it's a good topic.
Because I want to deal with.
You're talking on the word of God because you're talking on the word of God. I want to know do you believe in the baptism?
Right. Well, before we deal with that, I want to deal with what I was doing with first. You're taking me about baptism. We're going somewhere else. That's of Satan. You got to deal with. You guys do the things you've done decently and in order. If we go somewhere else, that's deviation. I want to deal with the problem and the solution. You're asking about water being poured on somebody. When Christ taught the word of God, that itself was baptism. But I'm gonna deal with that later. Give me the book of where we at. Give me Deuteronomy 28 again, and where were we at before I was. All right. So now, Lee, real quick, I want you to pay attention. Let's get 68 again. No, we got it already. So now, Lee, you understand so far what's being explained?
Yeah.
The Most High puts that condition for not keeping His commandments.
Yeah.
We just read it, Lee. I just showed it to you.
No.
Yeah, explain. Tell me. Talk to me.
Still, man. Even if the roles switch.
But it wasn't.
I'm just
We
saying.
got. Lee,
I'm
listen.
just saying you gotta have some. You gotta be a human and be human. You're not.
Well, Lee, listen. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I gotta hear me out though.
Oh, you have a question. Go ahead.
Hear me
What's
out.
the
If
question?
we was the ones that was in the power and control, what would we be okay with?
We were in power and control. We weren't okay with it. That was the problem. We were power and control, but we weren't okay with it.
Why not?
Because we weren't okay with our God. Our God gave us laws and statutes and commandments to maintain that rule, and we chose to follow those who were subject to us and follow behind their guys.
Bring it
which have
out.
no value. And that's what happened. What you're saying is what we thought back then, and that got us in the condition now.
Be like the other people.
Because understand, Lee, I'm saying to you, we're not meant to live this way. That's why we buy fancy cars. We wear jewelry because we have a certain thought in our mind. We should be above. That's why you'll sell drugs because we want to make money and live lavish lifestyles. But in the eyes, at one point in time, Lee, we did live lavish lifestyles. At one point in time, we were royalty. We are royalty. But we live as paupers. What I'm saying to you is that if you to ask, well, would it be different if it was switched around? The answer is yes, if in the right hands or the right leaders. Yes. Israel chose to reject our God along with our leaders. And the leaders led everybody else into the condition we're in now. You understand? Like I said before, you said earlier, we're going off what you said earlier, we are our own worst enemy. And I'm showing you that now. So the Most High had to put us in a condition so bad that we would ask the Lord why. And once you ask why and learn the problem, niggas, okay, now you ready for a solution? Yes, so I'm tired of this. Now we can get back what we got before. In righteousness. Let's get it. Give me Leviticus 19. We're gonna start with a small commandment first. Leviticus 19 and verse 17.
Yes, sir.
Hold on. I want you to pay attention first. Ready, Lee?
Yeah.
All right, read that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
Listen, Lee.
All right.
Read again.
Verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
You shall not hate your brother in your heart. That was a law. Israel didn't like that law. And Israel did to each other now what we did back then. In fact, even more worse now than back then. You listening, Lee?
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. We rejected that law. We said, I ain't listening to that. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Love who I want to love. And that's not what God says. God said love your neighbor. But who was our neighbor? Let's read on.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
What does that mean? Not suffer sin upon him. Not suffer sin upon him means not allow your brother to have hatred towards his other brother. Brother, you shouldn't do that. Don't say that, bro. Don't do that. That's your baby. Take care of your child, bro. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't steal, bro. That's not yours. Don't lie, brother. That ain't right. Don't kill, brother. Don't be murderous. That ain't right. Not to allow him to do that or her.
Of course not.
Because once you do that, it keeps all of us.
But see, we broken up, man, so bad.
But I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna use the words. I'm gonna use the right, Terry. I'm gonna use the words that you're using.
That's what I was telling him, man. We broken up so bad. We so scattered. We so
Right.
so diverse, man.
Right.
You can't change diversity.
You can. I'm gonna show you how you can. I'm gonna show you how you
We
can.
all can't be robots out here.
I'm gonna show you how you can
You gonna be
change.
different. I'm gonna be different. If he wanna sell drugs and I wanna be a business owner and do the right thing,
Right.
and I try and steer him in the right direction, and he shun me, that's on him.
You're right. I agree with that. I agree. I can agree more. But the most important thing to do,
Let him
Lee.
be cursed, not me. I ain't cursed.
No.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not cursed.
What I'm saying is, regardless of that, even as a nation, if he's selling drugs and you have your own business, you can never rise above the status of your people, Lee.
I'm not trying to rise.
Well, what I'm
not
saying is,
trying to be better than nobody.
I'm not saying you are. I'm saying is that if you were to sell drugs, you say, well, he's cursed, not me. Even so, if you're doing better than him, both of y'all are still cursed because you're conditioned as a nation. Both of y'all belong to the same nation, so both of y'all are still cursed.
Okay.
You're just better off than he is.
Let me say something.
Like Oprah. Oprah's more better off than me and you. Oprah's better off than me and you, but she's still under the curses. Lil Smith is under the curses too. Jeff Pinkett Smith.
White folks sick, man.
Huh?
Not all of them, but most white people sick in the head. That's
No, all of them are sick in the head. But the point is that as a nation, we gotta think as a nation, not as an I, as a you, as a
How you
him,
gonna
as
do
a.
that?
Because, I'm rereading it. Read again.
Verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Thou shalt anywise what?
Rebuke thy neighbor.
Thou shalt anywise rebuke thy neighbor, meaning correct your brother or sister. Go ahead.
And not suffer sin upon him.
Go ahead.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
You shall not avenge nor bear any grudge or hatred against the children of your people.
Explain that to me.
You should not avenge, meaning you go tip for tat. You go back and forth.
Yeah.
Or it says no bear any grudge, meaning you have hatred. Look at his sneakers. That nigga, man, his sneakers, man. Hell, his sneakers, man. Why you gotta have those sneakers?
Okay, so
Look at his girl. Why you gotta have that girl? I can't have that girl.
Yeah.
End of that verse.
That's good. We're gonna read that. Read
I
again.
want to hear that. I want to.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Children of your people. Thy people. Your people.
Thy people.
Go ahead.
Of thy people.
Go ahead.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
So your neighbor is the children of thy people. That's your neighbor. I'm your neighbor. Of
course.
He's your neighbor.
Yeah.
That's your neighbor. The Asian man across the street, East Indian guy on the store, that ain't your neighbor. That's a
an alien.
heathen amongst your
Let me
neighbors.
say something.
Yeah.
Let me say, okay, you say thy people. Okay, I
Yep.
get it. Us as black folks. You know what I'm saying?
Hispanics.
But what I want to say is, I ain't got nothing against no other race unless they got something against me.
Well, listen, Lee, again,
So-
we're not talking about being against other races. We're talking about the unity of our people. Because one of the things is this. I don't want you to be sidetracked with our concern about other races. Because it's not about other races at this point. We're discussing what happened to us. This is about us. This happened to nobody else but us. So our concern, like the white man, the East Indian man, the Arab man, what makes them so successful financially and physically or mentally amongst themselves is that they care about their people. They don't worry themselves about Negroes and Hispanics. They're not interested in you. Their concern is for their own people. When women go out and buy these weaves and hair and stuff like that, that money goes back to the Korean people, and they send the money back to their families and their country and put them in school, put them through college, and they say it on their own mouth. So when our women go out and buy these things, they're funding and assisting other nations.
Right.
And other nations then take their money and help themselves.
Right.
Black folks spend money on white people stuff and help the white man and neglect themselves. Our objective is to teach these laws and commandments to turn our people back to loving each other and not concern themselves with anybody else.
Here we go. Let me say something.
Yeah.
We don't own nothing.
Right?
So
You don't.
how we gonna support each other?
Well, listen, I'm gonna give you an example.
Boycott the sun?
Well, because let me give you an example how we can do that. Do you celebrate Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving?
I'm not really into it, but my girl do it, so I go.
So you do it, right? So you do it. So you're into it. Your girls didn't. You're into it.
I don't.
So now, what does Christmas have to do with our people? You said probably. It's not probably.
Hey, I ain't
nothing.
dumb, man. You know what I'm saying?
I know
I'm
you're
right
smart.
here with you, man.
So listen, but yet listen, we spend how much on Christmas alone?
Man,
Just blacks alone. Leave Hispanics out. Blacks alone.
man.
You know how much blacks spend a year? We spend $1.3 trillion a year. And Hispanics spend 1.5 because there's more of them. 1.7. Now 1.7. So combined, you're talking 2-point-something trillion dollars combined spending money.
Yeah.
Now spending isn't powerful if spending amongst yourselves. Spending power is an illusion unless you're spending amongst yourselves. Then it becomes powerful. Spending with somebody else is garbage. It's just you being a consumer, you're an idiot. You understand? Or ignorant, I'll say ignorant. So, when you boycott New Year's, when you boycott Thanksgiving, when you boycott Halloween, the biggest money makers of this country, you go, I ain't doing it no more. And we do that in the thousands. We do it in the millions. This place will crumble, bro. Crumble. Well, that's what we do. And there's a lot of us, hundreds of us, thousands of us, our congregation alone. In and out of the country, in and out of state. We don't celebrate that stuff. That's affecting. That's affecting. So once we come out of the traditions and customs of man that were given us, and we start, it's this step. You can't just accept to just do something and the country just falls. It's a gradual process.
I gotta say
Steadily.
something. I was watching something on YouTube, man. I think I seen the rapper Mike Jones.
Yeah.
I think it's y'all group was somewhere else.
We were
And it
somewhere else, yeah.
And then Mike Jones was talking that ignorant crap, man. They tore him down.
Right.
And I mean,
Right,
y'all
it's to be
supposed to.
expected. Right, we spoke to Mike.
Anybody else out here that don't know what the hell they talking
We
about?
spoke to Trayvon Martin's father.
Wow.
We spoke to Mike Brown's stepmother. We spoke to the brothers and gangs out there in Baltimore, Freddie Gray situation, most of them, they know about us. We've been to Chicago, the worst
What
part
y'all
of
think
Chicago.
about? What y'all think about gangs?
Well, we'll deal with that. We're brothers, from brothers, we're part of gangs here.
Yeah.
We think about them, we think about you and everybody else on the other side of the sign. Y'all in the world, you don't know any better.
They don't know
But our people seek, well, a brother that's in a gang, they seek to belong to something. And they seek to be led. I hate you, why? You wearing blue, I'm wearing red. That violates that law. When a man tells a woman, listen, you pregnant? Listen, what you gonna do? I can't take no care right now. Here's some money, go to the clinic. That's hating your sister, that's your brother, that's your sister, that's your family. That's violates that law.
Yeah.
If we can apply that law alone, Lee, alone, living about yourself, we would fix this whole community, just that quick. No more abortions.
said, man.
Marry, you lay with her? Marry her. You own a business? Hire your brother.
Yeah.
You wanna start a business? Start with him. Both y'all go to school, get a trade, open your own business, open a hotel, open this and that. Listen, our congregation has done that. Brothers start their own businesses and we work for each other. So it's not impossible because our congregation, we've done it. We're working on trying to start a school, a virtual school so people can take their kids out of school and we teach ourselves. We're still working on it. It's a process, but you got on the laws. You got to go through different things and so forth. We have brothers in our congregation who are deans. Hold on. We have brothers in our congregation and sisters who are deans, principals, the disabled, English teachers, music teachers. Hold on. Music teachers, English teachers. We have them amongst us. So once we all work together as one, it can be done, Lee.
Yeah.
So when you say it's hard, if our small group among the millions of our people can do it, it's not an impossibility, Lee. Go ahead.
Let me say this is what I'm pissed off
Give me
about.
exactly 2-on-1.
And I can dig all that, brother.
I hear a butt coming on. I hear a butt.
What gets me hot sometimes is when we see guys in positions of power,
Right.
African American,
Right?
and they just act like it's all good. They ain't gotta, Steve Harvey and all
Well,
these
once again,
Tyler
Lee-
Perry's and
Lee.
they gotta be the ones also because a lot of people they gotta be led. They sheep. They gotta be led.
But Lee, listen. I said to you before, I'll say it again. We keep going, we keep circling. I said you can never ever rise above what? The status of your people.
Okay.
Amongst our people, they feel they have. That's why they don't think like you're thinking, because they're not in that condition anymore. They've kissed enough white behind, get themselves where they want to be, and they ain't trying no Negro bring that back down to where we are again.
Until they get their wake up call.
Until they get a wake up, get the Negro wake up call. Right.
Me, brother.
And they're gonna some of them get it, and they still don't understand. Like look at OJ.
Yeah.
Look at him. I'm out black, I'm OJ. And what JC say? Okay.
Oh man.
And then your behind is in jail, rotting in there.
Yeah.
You know, and he has nothing. He lost all possessions. He's nothing now.
Yeah.
Because he ain't black, he's OJ. Okay. Read that?
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1.
Hey, bro.
Gather your
Let's read on.
Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Read again.
Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
He said, gather yourselves together, Lee. Gather yourselves together, O nation that's not desired. Who doesn't desire us? Who doesn't deny? Who doesn't desire us? Who doesn't desire us? White folks, Arab folks. They don't respect us.
Yeah.
We can't kill us, get acquittal after acquittal after acquittal. They don't desire us. They killed Tamir Rice, little boy playing with a gun, 12 years old, blew his brains out, get off. You had Freddie Gray, broke his body in pieces in a damn ambulance, acquittal. You had Kai Gurley, shot in the staircase by Asian dude, no respect. You had Eric Garner choked out, illegal chokehold, they get off. Because we're a nation that's not desired by other nations outside, even amongst our own selves.
Read the beginning of that.
Let's read again.
Verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
O nation, not nations all come together. He says, gather together, O nation, singular,
Yeah.
not desired. Because all nations are not undesirables. When they gentrify a neighborhood, they don't gentrify Chinese neighborhoods. They don't gentrify Arab neighborhoods. They gentrify ours. Raise the mortgage up, raise the property taxes up
You know what?
to push us out.
What they're gonna do is tie with a pop.
You know what? Yeah,
It's tight, and what they gonna do?
Get right here. Used to be black owned.
I bet it
My
was.
family lived there.
I bet it was.
All black people was out there.
So it was in Detroit too, so it was in Florida, Rosewood, so it was in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
They tore it down.
Black Wall Street,
The
Oklahoma.
water rolls right there.
Yeah, I believe
They
you.
built something so it won't
I
rise. and
believe
they bought
you.
it all out.
I
Now
believe
all
you.
white folk. That should be ours over
Yeah, I
there.
believe you. But it says, gather yourselves together,
Yeah.
O nation, not desire. They don't desire you to be over there with them.
Yeah.
So it says we must gather together among ourselves. Because we all know we should recognize as a nation, we're not desired by anybody else.
Yeah.
Read on.
Everybody don't rock with them. We
Exactly.
ain't gotta rock with them neither.
Yes, that's the point. Let's read on.
We ain't gotta.
Verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Go ahead.
Before the decree, bring forth.
Before the destruction comes, go ahead.
Before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger.
We must come together before the destruction comes. Because World War III, Lee, if you're watching the news, is inevitable. It's an inevitable event that's going to take place according to Bible prophecy, World War III. Whether Korea pops it off, whether Iran pops it off, whether China pops it off, someone's going to press the button. And destruction is going to come, especially to this land right here. The land of blood and death in a freaking graveyard of our people. Bring it Our bones are under the street, you know that. That's right. Our bones are under these streets. They're under there. Read on.
Upon you before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth.
Seek the Lord, Lee, all ye who subject yourselves to God. Meek means to be submissive to God's laws. Go ahead.
Which have wrought his judgment.
Which have done his commandments come together. That's what he's talking to, not just anybody, but those who seek judgment, who have meekness to apply God's laws. You come together. Go ahead.
Seek righteousness.
Seek the laws of God. That's righteousness. That's what's right. Go ahead.
Seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Can you get delivered? You get salvation. Yes, a question.
So y'all have no affiliation with this church?
No.
Y'all not Christian?
No, we are. No. Let me correct you. We are Christians, but the real ones.
Okay. That's right.
Not Christianity. Okay. We are the true Christians. The ones are called Christians. Right. They were true followers of Christ, of the true black Messiah. Okay. Not this guy. Right. You are a Christian. You follow him. You're a pagan. You're not a Christian. If you acknowledge a man that was depicted looking like this according to Scripture, which is in the Bible, this is a depiction. If you acknowledge the Messiah's depiction looking more so like this, or in ancient times, more like this, that's how he was drawn before. Yeah. With an afro and dark skin. Yeah. Because everyone knew at this time how dark he was. Then you good.
All right, but yeah, I dig. What? Following my first question, what Bible is that?
King James Version. King James Version Bible. Okay. Now you may ask me. Now you may say, same Bible they use. But you may say, oh, King James. You asked about King James?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what? Okay, so the difference is.
You use the Bible.
Can I say what that is?
Yes. This is what worked for me. The difference is, I used to be Muslim. Yeah. I hated that book, right? Yeah. Because I didn't have a connection to it. Okay. But once somebody opened my eyes and I learned that this is a love letter to me and my people, so I started to look at it in a different way. Right. So there's verses that I used to reject, saying, well, it's the white man's religion, white man's book. Right. This is to me.
Right.
It's for me. So that's how I started.
Right. I'm sorry. Excellent. Yeah, Lee. That's fine. You can explain. Okay. But so the difference between, let me further expound upon what you're saying as well. They don't use the Bible. What they use is they hold the Bible. Listen, you go to church? Huh? You go to church? What's the last time you been to church? Last time you went there? Remember? Okay, when was the last time? When was that? When you sat in that church, did you raise your hand and ask questions like you're doing now? No. Was the Bible even opened? You don't remember. You weren't paying attention. You know why? You were learning anything. Did you hear singing and dancing though? Yeah. Clapping? Yeah. Did the plate get passed around? Yeah, sure did, right? Yeah. But you didn't know a damn thing, did you? You know nothing. Up out of there, okay, babe, let's go. It was nice. It was nice songs. Let's go and do something. Let's go to the party or something, club or something. That's the mind, because that does nothing for us. Christianity is a drug. It's a feel-good drug. You go, right? Let's say you're a whore, woman whore, right? A whore, right? Man or woman, let's say either one. You sleeping around a bunch of men and women, right? And you know in the back of your mind, I shouldn't be doing this. You know what? I'm gonna go to church. You go to church on Sunday. They sit there, hear that feel good. God is love. I said God is Jesus. You're like, yeah, woo, right? Yeah. Shuck and jive. You up there cooning, right? Yeah. Then you leave. You're like, that show was good. Let me call these hoes. What's going on, Shay? You right back to normal again. Yeah. It's a feel good. It's like in a high. It's like a high. Yeah. You go there, you put money down, you put some money in there, put it in the plate. I'm giving to God. I'm good. Yeah. God gonna let me do what I want to do because I'm under grace. Yeah. God love me. I love Him. Jesus is love and God is love, and you go back being evil as hell again. Yeah. It's a drug. It's a high. That's why it's on all the corners of the hood. People out here killing each other, murdering each other. And after they kill somebody, what do they do? They go to church. Put the biggest suit on. Put the biggest stack or bands in the freaking pot, and they're like, yeah, I'm good. I'm vindicated. I'm free now. I'm good. I killed my brother last night over that weight, but white Jesus loves me. I'm good. I can keep selling my drugs and killing my people and not taking care of my kids and be a nigga in the eyes of the white man. But Jesus loves me. That's fairy tales. That's not in the Bible. You understand? It's not in the Bible. But that's the lie that we were trained in slavery to tell ourselves. Now we accept it on our own. Give me Lamentations 3:45. Lamentations 3, I think it's verse 45, about the not being desired. So if we're not desired, what do we accept it as? Watch this. I think that's what I want. Lamentations, the offspring of the people. Is it 3:45? No, it's 3:45. No, it's a 3. That's it? Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah. Read that?
Hey,
The book of Lamentations, chapter
Hold on. I said earlier, if we're not desired as a people or accepted, desire means to be accepted. If we're not accepted or desired, what are we considered then? Watch this.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 45. Thou hast made us as the offscouring and refuse in the midst of the people.
Thou hast made us the offscouring and refuse. You know what refuse is, Lee? Refuse is garbage, Lee. A refuse room, you go, well, in New York, they have a subway station, and that's what it's called, a refuse room. That's where all the garbage goes. Refuse, like garbage. Read again.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 45. Thou hast made us as the offscourging and refuse-scoring. Offscoring.
Offscouring is something you go, get out of here. Get out of here. Nigga, get out of here. Go away. Gentrify, scram. Move out the neighborhood. Go over there. What you doing on this side of the neighborhood? What you doing on this side of the hood, boy? What you doing here, boy? That's an offscouring. We don't want you around. We don't need you. We don't.
And refuse.
And refuse.
And refuse in the midst of the people.
And we are refuse in the midst of the people, meaning the other nations around us, the East Indians, the Arabs, the Iranians, the Chinese. They look at us as, get out of here, okay. Follow you on the store. What do you want? I'm just looking. All right, hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy. You understand? Yeah. You slides of us today. All right, give me verse 38.
Verse 38. Out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good.
You may say, well, why would God do this to us? What kind of God is that? What kind of Bible is that? Why would he allow these things to happen to us as a nation? That's not fair. That's not right. I didn't do anything. Read again.
Out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good.
Out of the mouth of them, let's answer the question, reading the form of a question.
Out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good.
So out of the mouth of God, the word of God, the Bible is God's mouth. It's on his mind, it's your words. It's here. Out of the mouth of God does not proceed both evil and good, or blessing and cursing. Read on.
Wherefore doth a living man complain?
Wherefore, read again.
Wherefore doth a living man complain?
Why do we complain, Lee? Why does a man complain when evil and good happens to us? Read on.
A man for the punishment of his sins.
A man, why do you complain for the punishment of your sins as a nation of people? Why complain? Why protest? Why march? What good is that? There's no benefit in that. You can march all you want. We've marched since the 60s and nothing has changed. Read.
Let us search and try our ways.
He's saying let us search and figure out what's wrong with us first.
Okay.
That's what Jeremiah is saying, because during this time, Israel was going through hell.
They don't teach that in church.
No, they don't.
Man, that's terrible.
They teach you to pass the plate around, though. Read that.
And turn again to the Lord.
Read again from the top.
Let us search and try our ways.
He said, let us search and try our way. Let's examine ourselves. What are we doing wrong? What am I doing wrong as a nation or as a person? What can I do to better my people or myself in the process?
Start with yourself.
Well, it has to. Go ahead.
And turn again to the Lord.
He says, and turn again to the Lord. And turn again to the Lord that you once served before. Give me Psalms that says complainers.
The book of Psalms, chapter 144 and verse 10. It is he that giveth salvation unto kings, who delivereth David his servant from the hurtful sword.
Read again.
It is he that delivereth salvation.
He is our God. Go ahead.
Unto kings, who delivereth David his servant from the hurtful sword.
Go ahead.
Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children.
Rid me and deliver me or save me from the hand of strange children. Strange children. You mentioned earlier that the so-called white man is not human. Based upon what he's done to us,
the evil he's done to us and continues to do to us, you can honestly say that he is inhumane. That's abnormal, and you're right. That's what the Bible says, strange children, because they have strange actions behind them, strange gods, strange religions, strange philosophies, hell, strange laws, strange look too.
Man, my homie
You understand?
My homie yesterday was roasting, man. He was like, man, all white, all when they get old, they got that hunchback.
Yeah, they're not good, but let's read on. Whose mouth speaketh vanity? Whose mouth what? Speaketh vanity. Their mouths speak vanity. What is vanity, Lee? Vanity is politics. Vanity is sports. Vanity is religion. Hell, vanity is hip-hop. Because most of these hip-hop artists who are complete garbage are established by these so-called or white people owners, so-called, not real ones. But yeah, them Edomites. They call Edomites. They're not Jews. Those are Edomites. No, they're Edomites. Those are Israelis or Edomites. K's are Edomites. But that's who they are. We'll do that another time. We'll do that later on. But that is who runs the industry, and owns the labels and so forth. Then push that music in our ears and hearts of our people to destroy each other, to whore themselves out and do all kind of evil. Read on. Their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. The right hand of our enemies or strange children is the right hand of falsehood. You can't trust their right hand. Go ahead. That our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, that our daughters may be as cornerstones, polished after the similitude of a palace. That our sisters be built up, that our sons be built up stronger and mightier when we get the kingdom. Go ahead, when we're delivered from these strange children. Go ahead. That our garners may be full, that we may be wealthy. Garners means your produce is full. Affording all manner of store. Doing what? Affording all manner of store. In the kingdom, what will we be able to do in the kingdom? Affording all manner of store. We'll be able to afford all manner of store. Meaning no more WIC, no more public assistance, no more food stamps, no more of that, no more financial aid. It says we'll be able to afford all manner of store. Because we'll be wealthy, we'll be powerful when we're delivered from the hand of those who don't desire us. Read. Affording all manner of store, that our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in our streets. That our sheep may bring forth what? 10,000s in our streets. That our oxen may be strong to labor. Meaning we'll be wealthy, because oxen is wealth. Go ahead. That there be no breaking in. There be no robberies, no burglaries in our neighborhoods, nor going out, nor being taken out of our land into slavery. Go ahead. That there be no complaining. There be what? No complaining. There be no what? No complaining in our streets. There be no complaining in our streets when we apply God's laws. When you apply the commandments of God, you get deliverance from the strange nations. There will be no more complaining in our streets, Lee. No more protesting, no more marching, no complaining in the streets. Read. Happy is that people. Happy is who? Is that people. No, all people. Is that people. Every people. Is that people. A particular people. Happy is that people. Go ahead. That is in such a case. That is in such a case, is it? Yea, happy is that people whose God is the Lord. Israel. Happy is the children of Israel. That's what he's talking about. Man, Lisa, question.
I was told that the Bible was tampered with.
You were told wrong. Go ahead. What Paul was tampered with?
I'm not sure, but I just...
Yeah, you're going to hear that from Negroes, because Negroes hate God's laws. When you Deuteronomy 4, verse 44, let me explain something to you. The Bible is a book of conviction. You may what do you mean? What I mean is that the Bible, when you open the Bible, it immediately tells you what you can and cannot do. Right from the beginning. That you can't kill, don't do that. Cain and Abel, don't kill. Right? It immediately tells you what you cannot do. Like I said before, I'll say again. Black people, Hispanic people, we fear the 3 R's. We fear reading, we fear reality, that's why we get high and drunk and get simple as hell. And we fear, most importantly, above all things, responsibility. Hide something from a black man, you put it in the book. But we fear responsibility. The Bible is a book that gave us laws, statutes, and commandments. And those commandments and those laws gave us responsibilities. Right. ordinances. So when a black man reads a book that forces him to have responsibility, he goes, man wrote that. But yet, he will go to work and follow all the rules of his boss, made by man. The black man will get dragged to court for not paying child support and pay every dime according to the white man's laws. But the Bible's a man's book. But every other law written by man, we follow. Hear the hypocrisy?
Yes.
So what I'm showing you is that our people in nature have always and had always despised order. That is our, like I said before, you said it earlier, I say it again. We are our own worst enemy. We despise order, we despise structure, and that involves responsibility to uphold those things. We don't do that. Read what you got? What you got?
Yeah, 444.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 44. Let's see if God gave us religion.
But I got another question.
Hold on. And this is the law which Moses set before the children of Israel. No, this is baptism. Baptist that God gave before Israel. This is the law.
Jehovah's Witness.
The law.
Pentecostal.
The law.
Seventh-day Adventist.
The law.
Mormonism.
The law.
Episcopalian.
The law.
Moses gave us laws.
Not man-made religions. Read. Which Moses set before the children of Israel. These are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Moses spake unto the children of Israel after they came forth out of Egypt. So Most High God gave Israel laws and commandments. Like, for example, America teaches the black man and Hispanic man not to be a man, Lee, but to be a boy. A boy will have sex with a woman, get her pregnant, and leave her to the child on her own. That's the attributes of a boy. Now, he may have the anatomy of a man to bring forth a child into the world, but his mind is a boy. He's a child, a childish boy, a man, a childish man. The Bible converts a child and molds you into a man. Let me 1 Kings 2 and verse 1. The Bible creates men. The Bible creates women. The Bible creates mothers, fathers, husbands and wives. You will not find boyfriends in the Bible. You will not find girlfriends in the Bible. You will not find baby mamas and baby daddies in the Bible. It's not in the Bible. You will not find paid child support in the Bible, because by law we knew if a man provide not for his own, he was an infidel. The Bible tells you that, to take care of your own. The first thing God gave Adam before he gave him a wife was a job. A job. He gave him land and a job before any woman and child. Get a woman, sleep around, have fun, wear condoms, protect yourself. You don't want that one? Okay, go to the next one. That might work out. So that's the, here's the question.
I understand the teaching, okay?
Yeah.
Pretty much, and everybody do right.
No, it really isn't, but go ahead.
I mean,
To an extent, I'll say yeah.
Ideally, but at the same rate, you got knowledge that ain't that same knowledge. Knowledge is coming out of that book.
Yep.
Knowledge that is taught somewhere else, and we just, people teach different ways and know different stuff. You find different lifestyles and stuff like that. My thing is, a lot of people, they get lost in all that. Man. There's a lot of information out here.
There is.
It's a lot of information. So everybody ain't gonna be on the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying?
Give me Isaiah about the word I'm going to avoid. The Most High's word goes out. It goes to those who it was predestined to go to. Everyone's not going to hear this word and believe it. People are going to walk by, scoff, nigga, get out of here with that crap. Negro, get out of here with that God. We don't want to hear that. Because the word may not be for them either at all or for that time. You understand? So there is a lot of knowledge out there, but the Most High is going to send the true knowledge to whom he feels is worthy of hearing it, whether they will hear or forbear it. You got what I want?
Yes, sir.
Read it. The book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void. Now what? It shall not return unto me void. In the Most High's word goes to those who is worthy of going to. It doesn't go out for no reason. When we go out and teach our people, the word is going to reach somebody.
Yeah.
Whether from a distance you don't see them, or even now you. It's gonna reach somebody. They're gonna walk by, you're gonna jump out and go, he's right. He's right. Ask for a flyer. I mean, I don't want that flyer. Give it to somebody else. Hey, this is good, and they'll take it.
Yeah.
It don't go out void. It goes to those who it's meant to go to. So, you know, so with all the whole information out there, the Most High, the true information, God's information is gonna go to the right person at the right time. As always, never void. Give me what was that before? 44, right? Okay, so I want was what? Yeah, 1 Kings 2, thank you. 1 Kings 2. About a man, how to become a man. Thank you. This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 2 and verse 1. What makes a boy a man? What makes a man, well, how do you make a boy become a man? How? What does? Read. Now, the days of David drew nigh, that he should die. King David was the father of King Solomon. Go ahead. And he was going to die. And he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. It's not me to die, Solomon. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. And what? And show thyself a man. Be strong, therefore, my son Solomon, and show yourself a man. How? By having a bunch of women? He did have that, but I didn't make him a man. Read. And keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments. That's to make you a man. And his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. So the commandments of God are what make you a man. Not how many women you have, or how many cars you have, or how much money you have. The responsibility starts applying God's laws. Once you apply God's laws, then you learn responsibility. Once you learn responsibility, then a woman comes along, that woman becomes a wife, then children come along. And then your children grow up and see how you are with your wife, how she is with you, and then they repeat the same thing. And you break the never-ending cycle of single motherhood, single fatherhood, and abortions everywhere. You break that cycle through your responsibility.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.